So overall, do you like working in Germany? And do you think you're gonna stay in Germany for a long time?
Parang ano siya, minsan may love-hate relationship kami yung pagkagusto ko sa Germany. Natotoxic ka sa mga kasamahan mo, sa mga taga dito na iba yung tingin sa'yo. Doon ka mas nag-iisip parang is it worth it na mag-stay pa ako dito kung yung respect naman is hindi mo nakukuha sa mga tao.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another vlog. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Happy Sunday to all of you. It's a nice day today here in Ireland, guys. It's freezing, but it's sunny outside. For today's vlog, guys, I just want to share to you a conversation or an interview that I had last week with a colleague of mine who was one of my preceptors when I was a newbie in the nursing profession. So he was one of my mentors in a government hospital where I was volunteering as a nurse. So he's now working in Germany, and we want to share to you his overall experience as a staff nurse in Germany, from his application from the Philippines to Germany, and how he finds working in Germany as a Filipino nurse.
Hi everyone. Thank you for inviting me, Eman, sa vlog mo. My name is Jericho. You can call me Echo. This moment, I'm working in a rehab clinic dito sa Germany. I've been for 5 years. I work in Abu Dhabi, and then I work also in the Philippines for 6 years. So, yeah, dami ko naman pagtrabahuan.
The first time we met was when I was a newly qualified nurse, and I was doing a volunteer job in one of the government hospitals sa Olongapo. You're one of the preceptors, kumbaga, di ba? So what are the requirements to be a nurse in Germany? So coming from the Philippines with a background of working in the Middle East. So ano pa yung mga kailangan mong gawin, examine, and bayaran to become a nurse in Germany?
Basically, they required us to have like at least 1 year experience, 1 year, 2 years experience sa field. Of course, the documents, primarily the diploma, of course, the credentials,
the language exam.
The classes actually, it was like there are 4 categories or 4 levels. 4 levels meaning A1, A2, then B1, B2, and then B2 for us nurses. That's only the B2 required for the nurses. There also C1 for the doctors. So we took A1, A2, and B1 in the Philippines for like 6 to 8 months, and then when we arrived in Germany, we have supposedly face-to-face class, but since we arrived in the middle of COVID, we had, of course, online classes. So B2, we had this B2 exam. It's composed of written and oral, and half oral and half clinical something. Yeah, we studied 8 months in the Philippines, and then when we get here in Germany, 4 or 5 months online classes. Of course, in between we have to work. There's a agreement between Germany and Philippines. German government will pay all the expenses, including the classes.
How did you find the course or the studying German language?
It was really hard. I mean, every 2 weeks, we're thinking of backing out. Well, in our case, our agency decided to have like a dorm type of classes. All of us were confined in a facility to have that classes weekdays from 8 to 4 p.m. And then we have like day off from weekends. The agency gave us allowance 2,000 per month. Our food was provided. They gave us also allowance.
When you were choosing on where to go, which country to go when you were in the Philippines, did you consider going to an English-speaking country, maybe the USA or UK or Ireland?
To be honest, when I was in UAE, I have a job offer, and I passed already a job offer in Ireland. But the thing is, I didn't pass actually the IELTS 3 times.
When you arrived in Germany, what are your first impressions of? So where exactly in Germany are you?
The exact location, it's Litzen. It's like 2 hours in Berlin and then 1 hour, 1.5 hours going to Hamburg. So, yun yung two cities na pwede kong puntahan if gusto mo lang mag-chill, mga ganun. Kasi the shocking thing about is the language. The language actually. Because it's like also in the Philippines, you have different dialects. Like different dialects, different culture. We're still struggling to like okay, how can we really understand and fluently talk to the locals? Of course, there's a lot of students who are really great in studying or in speaking, but hindi naman tayo gano'n ka.
How do you find the people in like the German people in general?
German people are in general are I think nice and friendly, but it also depends on where
Area.
countryside. They're not used to it all because they're not yet exposed to other expats here
Nationalities.
and other nationalities. I didn't say that when you get here, you'll be like assistant nurse.
So how did you deal with that? No? How did you deal with the situation? Like you're still studying the German language, and then you're still adjusting with the country and then the work environment.
Well, at first you have to work extra. You have to study extra. My personality kasi is, and I'm very resilient actually. I know when and the right time to quit. Parang ganun. Leaving Germany is not an option, I think, at that time. More on, I will do my best.
You'll prove to them that you are
I will prove to them that I'm worthy.
you're capable.
Working here. Yeah. Pero, hindi pa rin ako ganun karunong.
So at the moment, which area are you working in? Is it the ward? Which ward?
I'm working in neurosurgery area ward.
What's the nurse-patient ratio?
1 nurse, 14 patients.
Let's talk about your cost of living in Germany.
I live in the countryside. The cost of living is really high. I was really shocked that our apartment it's really small. There's only 1 bedroom, but I stayed in the living room. She turned into the bedroom. And then my housemate he stayed in the bedroom. 550. Ang liit, tsaka ang luma. Factor and heater, that's actually the shocking part of it. Last year 1,900 euro. Electricity per month is 58 euro per month. Pero yung water and heater, pero kasi 8 months na siya or 1 year na siya, 1,800. So yung food, of course it depends on you kung how much you consume. I like to cook. And
How many hours a day?
Basta 8 hours a day ako.
Ilang days a week ka nag-work?
Normal na pasok lang. Di 5 days. Parang gano'n.
5 days. How much is your per hour?
Depende siyempre sa sa shift, 14 or 15 per hour. Totoo.
As a nurse?
Kaya nga nagra-rally yung mga nurses dito kahit lokal.
Student rate? Kasi hindi pa kayo pumapasa ng B2 or as as a registered nurse?
As registered, nung dati nasa 14 lang kami.
So overall, do you like working in Germany? And do you think you're gonna stay in Germany for a long time?
Parang minsan may love-hate relationship kami yung pagkagusto ko sa Germany. May mga times na parang okay lang ako dito, chill lang ako, parang minsan gusto ko lang stay dito. Makapag-provide naman ako sa family, kung may ipon, kung mga ganun ba. Yung hate naman, pag may mga times na natutoxic ka na talaga sa trabaho, most of the time, sa colleagues, mga ganun. Kasi yung toxic sa trabaho and yung workload, depende yan sa araw, syempre hindi naman talaga lahat perfect. Pero, yung natutoxic ka sa mga kasamahan mo, sa mga taga dito na iba yung tingin sa'yo, doon ka mas nag-iisip parang is it worth it na nag-stay pa ako dito kung yung respect naman is hindi mo nakukuha sa mga tao, ayoko mag-retire dito, parang ganyan. Mas maganda pa rin sa Pilipinas, parang ganyan.
What are the things that you can advise to our co-nurses when it comes to working in Germany?
Before you decide, you have to make sure na buo yung loob mo. Kailangan expect mo yung sarili mo na mahihirapan sa pag-take nito. Kasi personally, ako siguro mga 14-15 times within 8 months kung nag-aral. Yak, dasal, lahat ng yun, lahat
Oo.
yun naranasan. Pero para sa akin, it's worth it naman na nakapunta ako dito, worth it na nakapagtrabaho ako dito. Ano, madaming advantage and disadvantage. So, mag-independent. Tapos, syempre, yung primary mo is yung makapag-ipon.
Thank you very much for sharing your experiences and your thoughts and wisdom about being a nurse in Germany.
Welcome.
Siyempre, marami tayong natutunan today and about being an OFW in
Sana
Germany.
pinapulot nga sila.
Si
Mm.
Jericho Akiza ay meron din po siyang he has his own YouTube channel called
Yep.
Random Echo Vlog.
I have a vlog called Random Echo Vlog. That means random experiences in Germany, something like that. Please subscribe. Have a visit, please, and subscribe. And thank you, Eman, for inviting me.
Guys, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for sticking up to the end. If you're seeing this part, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. And as always, guys, remember that you are capable of doing anything that you put your mind and your heart into. And please continue pursuing your dreams, your goals, your passions, and your aspirations in life. And mabuhay po tayo mga Filipino nurses and nurses in general as well who are watching this video who are non-Filipinos. So thank you po guys, and I'll see you next Sunday.